I never thought I'd be in the position of defending a Paradox Junction-like map, or now its survival map variant, and yet here I am. I think some of the things I defended were massively blown out of proportion when I defended Paradox Junction, and called it a map somewhere between okay and good. I am fully expecting this discussion today to go much the same route as Paradox Junction is a living, breathing controversy machine. Let's hop in and talk about it. This will be one of my shorter videos as this is a survival map, but I want some positivity to be heard in the world, so here we go with this video. Right away though, I know where some people's minds are going because I've been seeing it all over the place, so I want to address this first. Paradox Junction is not a survival map, so it is fine that it had a section of it taken and turned into a survival map. That has happened to every main map in this game so far. You don't have to like Paradox, you don't have to love Paradox, you can hate Paradox, but it is a map with a full Easter egg and a boss fight. That is what a main map is. It is more of a full map, it is more of a main map than Liberty Falls. And I would still call Liberty Falls a main map, even though it has a weaker Easter egg and boss fight. It has the criteria. Paradox Junction is a main map, so I do not have an issue with it then being cut down and simplified to make a survival map. There are some issues with the execution which we will cover, but the concept is fine. I know that that statement alone is controversial, but I want to be clear that by me saying that, it doesn't mean you have to like Paradox or Nuke Survival, but they are two different things and function differently. Also, this doesn't mean that you're not going to get the lighthouse from Totenreich. It is very common for a survival map to come well after the map originally releases. We saw that with Ashes outside of Farm, it trickled out different POIs as survival later. Mars didn't come for quite some time after Astra Malorum, and now here with Nuked, it came a while after Paradox, so I'm assuming the Lighthouse or another version of a Totenreich survival map will come later down the line, assuming that they don't just ditch these survival maps. Look at this situation this way while using the Tomb as an example. When the Tomb dropped, I disliked it, and I still dislike it today. I think it is a small, boring map that tries to half-heartedly reference prior zombies' locations and moments, all with a terrible Easter egg and a terrible boss fight. I feel the way about the Tomb that many people feel about Paradox Junction. Yet here is the thing. If they were doing survival maps for Black Ops 6, I would have welcomed one for the Dark Aether Nexus. That is easily the coolest part of the Tomb, and being able to run around in there for survival would be a fun and a welcome experience. Trying to claim that the Tomb itself is already a survival map because it's small and boring would be disingenuous. Even though it has a very weak Easter egg, it still does have one that makes its main quest. This is the situation with Paradox. Again, hate away, but it is a main map just like the Tomb. If they were to make the Dark Aether Nexus a survival map, the expectations of it being this big, fleshed out experience go away, and it's just fun to run around in a cool location. I am not so blinded by hating the Tomb that I can't see how a survival map from it could be fun. Honestly, I think the community simply gets too worked up sometimes. We just got a great map with Totenreich. We know in a matter of weeks we are going to get our next main map. This Season 4 update also brought Rogue Run, which is a new way to play zombies. In no way are we content starved enough where I would expect people to be so aggressive about a simple survival map, which normally things like this happen when there's nothing else to talk about, which isn't the case here. I'm going to keep reiterating this. It is fine to dislike it, but some people have been straight up hostile and overreacting a ton about this map. With that out of the way, and likely many negative comments spawned from it, let's actually talk about Nuked Survival. As the name implies, it is the nuked side of Paradox Junction. You can explore between the two houses as well up Trinity Ave, Pack-a-Punch, and the Wonder Fizz. Some folks might call this simple, and I would say, well, yes, it is simple. That's the point. It's a survival map. Guess what also isn't complicated? Mars survival. There aren't even doors there. So in Nuke, there's not a time travel mechanic and no sign of the other half of Nuketown. Good news is that Nuked is the more fun version to look at and is more suited for the zombies theme, so it's a good choice to use this side of the map. But that is pretty much it for the layout we were given. It's nuked and you have the street. Go to town. I understand people wanted Trinity Ave cut off and the only part of the map available to be between the houses, but I think that would be pretty awful to play in my imagination here. Modern maps do not do well when they're small spaces only. The zombies are way too fast and do way too much damage for it to work effectively. Taking away Trinity Ave would take away the location where you can actually train with some success on this map. Also, I know people wanted perk drops like Black Ops 2's Nuketown zombies, and I also would have liked that, but I'm also not going to ask them to add a whole new mechanic for a survival map. They're just not deep enough of maps for it to be worth it. I'm fine with keeping these maps simple if it means they can spend more time on the main maps without being distracted making some new mechanics for these small maps. So I hear what people are saying, and to an extent I agree, but I stated in a prior video the two types of changes I want in survival maps to make them different, and Nuked gets one perfect with enemies, and the other for wonder weapons, it's close, but it definitely needs more work. Starting with that second one, actually, one of the things that I will readily claim and join in on disagreeing with Treyarch on is the implementation of the Blundergat here in Nuked. It is here, which is nice, so thanks for keeping it in the map, but there's no way to get the Sundergat version. This is the only wonder weapon of Black Ops 7 so far to have an actual upgrade quest, so up until now, I hadn't even thought of how Treyarch would handle a wonder weapon upgrade quest when a map is shrunk down to survival map sizes. Apparently, the answer is that they would do nothing, which is certainly a choice. They could have done a very small modification and made this work. We are already in Nuked, so once a player has the Blundergat, just start spawning the fire tornadoes and let players lure those zombies to the truck and eliminate them. All you have to do differently is make it so players don't have to bounce between Nuked and pre-Nuke. Just let them throw it in the bench in the Nuke truck and have it spit out the Sundergat. Them not doing that even is baffling, or even just not having it where you can get the Blundergat or the Sundergat out of the box. Something like that. This is a unique situation, as again it is the only wonder weapon in the game with an upgrade quest, but come on, put in a little bit of effort so players can actually use the wonder weapon properly. So yes, this is a problem with the map, and the biggest one at that. Well, now that I think about it, it's really the only problem I have with the map. Nuked being a survival map means there isn't a lot to dissect, but the rest of the map is good and covers something that I for one have been asking for a long time. Okay, really this is the only and biggest thing that Nuked does differently from the other maps and sets it apart. I was playing my first time and got to about round 20 before I realized, wait, I haven't seen a shock mimic yet. I kept playing, and they kept not coming. That's because they aren't there. Hold up. Wait a minute. Nuked is cooking. I've been asking for a very long time to have a map without specials or elites, and here we go. Of all maps that could have done it, it ended up being Nuked. That alone makes it stand out from all the other survival maps. We have a great area for training on Trinity Ave, and no specials or elites to annoy me. Thank you for this. Thank you, and because of this, I predict I will be spending a lot of time on Nuked going into the future. When I just want to hop in and slay some zombies without a quest, I'm probably coming here for the most part. Granted, you do still have to deal with damage scaling and super sprinters, which are annoying, but these are not because of Paradox or Nuked. That's a symptom of the game that this is in. Either way, this one simple addition by subtraction is wonderful, and I am so happy to finally see the day that Treyarch relented and gave us a single second to breathe without a special or elite enemy breathing down our necks. Think about this. When was the last time we had a map without a special or elite enemy? Just zombies. Maybe a variant of the base zombie and then your dog round type enemy? The last time we were this close was not in Black Ops 7, not in Black Ops 6, not in Cold War, all the way back in Black Ops 4 with Tag der Toten. There were zombies, electric zombies, napalm zombies, and hellhounds, but no special, elite, or mini-boss type enemy. It's been 7 years since we've had that. So for me, yes, this is a breath of fresh air that has been needed for a long time. It may be pretty much the only thing that Nuked does very differently from other maps, but it is a great thing that I've been asking for a long time. So for me, I'm very happy with that choice. But really, what else is there to talk about with this survival map? It's like the other survival maps without much going on, but it's fun to play with no specials or elites, and that gives it something unique to it, playing differently from the rest. I disagree with the Blundergat implementation, but that's it, and I don't totally care that much because the Blundergat is totally okay. I mean, the wonder weapons of Black Ops 7 just aren't that good, so it's not even like I'd be going out of my way to use it on this map anyway. I tend to just hop into survival to use whatever bullet weapons I have on the wall, in the box, or in my loadout. So the Blundergat is not a deal breaker for me being messed up, but it is a problem that I hope they address at some point. No specials or elites is a fantastic call that I am glad they made. It makes Nuked likely my new favorite survival map of Black Ops 7. Not favorite map, just favorite survival map, which means overall it's a solid, okay to good map. Survival maps aren't special. So long as they're decently fun to engage with, I'm happy. And Nuked is that for sure. Of course, I'll go back to farm when I need to get elite kills, but otherwise I'll be vibing over Nuke Survival, and you can all nuke me in the comments for daring to enjoy such a vile, horrible, pitiful map. I don't care. I have my nuked AirPods in connected to my nuked iPhone, and I can't hear your unreasonable nuked hatred. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.